So they'll be calling you a fucking radical. Why are geese on top of libraries, on buildings? Why are trucks driving around fucking to bring fucking bad food onto fucking sidewalks? Fucking, so why bother? So I'm gonna shoot 2 of these, it's that important. Here, you good with your left? Oh yeah, I can go with my left and my right. Lillard for 3! So, this is important. I'm going to put 2 of these up because I got to get somebody to hold the camera. My old Tracy Hall, my 8th grade science teacher. I remember when I was in 7th grade, Mrs. Kohler told me, Kevin, you think you're the artist, you know, whatever, because I was already the artist. I was doing the yearbook covers on it. She says, you're going to be a scientist someday. I'm like, no, I'm not. Oh, hell no. And so, she was right. So, the salmon numbers. Now, it's a catastrophe from hell. So there's 1,445 salmon in the entire Columbia River. How do we know that? Simple technology. Sonar. By the way, he worked for GE, bringing all death to life in the house that GE built. That Lillard for 3. So we count not only do we count every single salmon, we can tell the size of it. So, as you know, they never got their numbers out. They were behind. 4 or 5 years ago, before when they had strong numbers, they were laughing at Kevin Blanch. Call them up now. Call them up now. God, you have the numbers up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Why? Well, Kevin Blanch woke us up. They'll tell you that straight up. They'll tell you. Is the Sierra Club, is Green? No, Kevin Blanch. Kevin Blanch got Tillamook fucking Bay closed. Kevin Blanch did all. They'll tell you straight up. They don't fuck around. They're on my team now. You ought to hear them inside there in Portland. By the way, the Year of the Salmon International Festival in Portland is the salmon guys. So get this, inside the hearing yesterday, you cannot make this up, inside the hearing. They're going to open fishing this weekend. Yeah, this weekend. When they're running at 2%. What's the 10-year mean? The 10-year mean should be at right around 40,000. There's 1,400. Even if you go to their 10-year mean, which is diluted, why is it a diluted 10-year mean? I'll tell you why it's a diluted 10-year mean. Because we've had horrible numbers since 2016. What? They're dying in the sea? So inside the hearing yesterday, they're having a giant fight, big fight, going on in there because they want it open again next week, and they're just open 2 days. I will quote, this is the head of all of Washington, Oregon, the whole fishery, to the retail guys in there. My friends, I got whistleblowers inside their hearings. You're getting this nowhere. You get it straight from me. He looked right at me and he says, why bother? They went psycho, but I got news. He's right. Why the fuck bother? These fucking retail fishermen can't fish, skiers can't. I told the guy, he's having a fit. I said, what? You should have got on my team a long time ago. I says, why don't you go take some Viagra and watch porn? That's the same thing as what you're doing fishing. You know, and I'm like, why bother? So, you know, there's a big argument. Do I go to Oregon right now and interview fishermen, you know? Why bother? Do I go to California on the coast and start documenting dead fucking whales? Why bother? Do I document dead tide pools? Why bother? Should I go get a cup of coffee? Why bother? Should I find some good-looking freaking girl and start hanging with her and let her lay me down in the tall grass and do her stuff? Why bother? You know, should I breathe air? Why bother? You quit living. Skiers who can't ski. Why are fucking geese nesting on buildings? Because they hunt them all year here in Psychoville. So get this. This is Psychoville. Damian Lillard for 3, which they hated. The Utah Jazz, fuck, they could have took him. They fucking hated him. They hate Damian Lillard. They're Jimmer. He played on this campus, Damian. I'm going to be the new voice of Weber State Athletics through this university starting next fall. But that's not till next fall. Why bother? It's amazing to me. Why bother? So there's a video out. Some people in Utah. We have black bears here. Believe it used to be all over here. There's a fucking coolest video ever these people shot with this black bear with triplets. Little cubs coming out. But here's the thing in Utah you don't get. 7 million views on KUTV who won't report the nuclear waste, fucking, who deny me, who just fucking go along with the winning team. Know this, in Utah, right where that video was shot, they will kill mama. Why? Because they hunt black bears here. They use garbage to bait them in the spring. Totally legal. That mama you seeing, they will kill her. I guarantee. What will they do with the cubs? The cubs will die. That's what they do here. Yay, feel good. Why bother? So at Antelope Island, the biggest deer on earth, walk up and eat out of your hand. They fucking executed them. Call it hunting. Why bother? This is you. They hunt geese year round here. Fucking, they're nesting on things. Why bother? So let her lay me down in the tall grass and do my stuff. Fuck, why bother? So I'm arguing to go to, because, you know, my people who fund this and I don't have any money. I was a millionaire when I got sick. I do all this work for free out of the goodness of my heart because I love the ecology. I love fighting for my life. I mean, the cancer wiped me out. Why bother? Why bother? I had people inside the unit tell me that. Your chance of surviving is less than 1%. Why are you going to bother? Why bother? Why bother to perpetuate the species? Why bother? Oh, Mike Lee, right here. Just have more fucking kids, you fucking dirt. My father was a downwinder. I says, you're not? Hey, Mike, I just got off my LDS mission. I told him right there. Oh, you did? How nice. Where'd you go? I says, I went to the East State Bone Marrow Transplant Center. Just the same place your father went. Why bother? Fucking going to heaven. Stairway to heaven. Fucking 311, Kevin. Fuck, where'd you sleep last night? So the salmon collapses in her. No one cares. Fucking gray walls washing up dead. Tide pool's fucking dead. I'll post Fukushima coincidence. Fucking John Stossel. Fucking Fukushima killed one person. Chernobyl tomorrow killed nobody. Yay, go team. Fucking ignorance, you're shackled. The country is shackled with ignorance. You know, I got into it with the school business here. The change. I says, you see those pictures on the wall over there? What are you talking about? You walk right next to it. You know how many people died in that place from fucking the water school? You don't even know. Hell, they're doing their thesis in here. One of the MBA theses was, do technical fouls fucking affect salary negotiations in the... I says, this is the MBA program at Weber State that I used to teach when we were #1. This is what you did to it? You scored 480. Me and her got into it. This is the same woman who said, don't go see the dog. Why bother? Fucking... Listen to the wind blow, watch the sun rise. Damn your nuclear lies. You know, Stevie Nicks went to school here. She used to be an anti-nuclear. You know, her friend died. They took the back. Why bother? Fucking why bother? Downwinder thesis. Let's just go along with the winning team. Fucking mental masturbation. Let's fucking get some Viagra and watch some fucking porn. Why bother? Go have a cup of coffee. Why bother? Get out of bed. Why bother? Fucking, let's go fucking fishing. Let's skiers who can't ski, surfers who can't fucking surf. You don't believe me? Fucking go out there. Why bother? Fucking, what's the point? Lay me down in the tall grass and let me do my stuff. Why bother? Above us? No hell below us. Above us, only chemtrailed skies. Fucking, is that the fucking F-35 chemtrailing? Oh, it's missing. Fucking Donald, Hirito, fucking Hitler, Trump, the fucking Nazis, the Trojan horse. Why bother? Fucking, we want to see the Mueller investigate. Why bother? You just pay for it. Shut up. So let's run out and greet the fucking scumbag Jazz. Fucking cost how much to go to a game? Why bother? Lillard for 3 with his left. Why bother? When he was playing up here at Weber, nobody would even go. Oh, I went. I fucking know Damian personally. I'm like, oh, I always believed in him. You know, people think, Jimmer. Why bother? Why bother? You know, so they'll line up at the airport and say, Donovan, who I know Donovan Mitchell personally also, from Brooklyn. Don't feed the line. So Donovan Mitchell, they're all like, he's the greatest here, billionaire, blah, blah. Do you know he set a record yesterday in one of the biggest games the scumbag weakling Jazz ever played? I had season tickets first Jazz year, yeah, $140 for the year. I used to sit with the players' wives and drink beer. Fucking $1 for a big old beer. Now that beer, please. First NBA playoff game, fucking Jazz won the division, 83 courtside, $12. Back when they were good. Dantley, Ricky Green, fucking, now they suck. We're elitist. You know, Donovan set a fucking record yesterday. Most shots ever shot in a playoff game with the fewest ones made. He's the greatest, you know. The Jazz sucks. Snyder sucks. Frank Clayton, now that was a coach. Why bother? Why bother? So, I'll be headed to the coast. I'm going to start documenting fucking dead graves because it's in earnest. Everybody fucking plagiarizes me, does all the fucking work, I do all the dirty work. It's alright. You know, take your money, and I'll another minute. Fucking, oh my God, Lillard for 3. Look at this. How fucking timing is this? No hell below us. Above us, only chemtrailed skies. Is that a cross? It must be Jesus. Jesus coming back. Jesus coming back. Well, I hope he hurries the fuck up. And he better wear a fucking mask, because American toxic. The salmon collapse in earnest. No hell below us. Above us, only chemtrailed skies. Lillard for 3. Why bother? Why bother? We can have the same 2 teams in the finals every single fucking year, billionaires. Fuck, what a fucking clown circus. You could be the next Cinderella. You could play in the NBA, Johnny. You could fucking NCAA slavery. Fucking unreal. Oh no, Kevin Blanch. Oh, I'll take it back. Why bother?